Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome to an Overwatch video. So, there was the Activision Blizzard earnings call yesterday, and this had actually a lot of bad news for people who work at Blizzard. Now, they started the call off by saying, hey guys, we had the best year ever. We made the most money we've ever made. However, we didn't realise our full potential. Whatever the hell that means, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. So as a result, we're going to fire a percentage of the staff, which essentially meant that 700 people lost their job at Blizzard yesterday. That is absolutely abysmal. Now, there was a loss to the Overwatch community. There's been people who have been lost from Overwatch League, people like Robert Paul, who is the fantastic photographer. He's only, I think, got the contract to come back for the first stage. After that, we don't know. We think he's not going to be there. We've also got other people behind the scenes for Overwatch League, the Blizzard Arena. All these guys have suffered. However, the most notable one is Hitstreak. Now, he is a community manager for Blizzard, specifically for Overwatch. And I've had the pleasure of dealing with him quite a lot, and he's really, really good. He's really good at his job, and I can't believe that they, at this very crucial time, where you've got to admit, guys, that Overwatch, the community is in a delicate state right now. To remove community managers seems to me completely ridiculous. So counterintuitive to, well, actually trying to revive the community around the game. So it's just such a strange decision. However, there were some bits of information in this call from Bobby Kotick, the Activision Blizzard boss. And also there was a statement by J. Allen Brack, who is now the new CEO of Blizzard. Because remember, Mike Morhaime stepped down. So the point of this video is going to be, what the hell is going to happen with Overwatch? Like, what is the deal? All right, so first things first, let's take a look at what J. Allen Brack said. Now, I won't stick this on the screen, kind of pointless just showing you guys text, but this is what he said. It's part of a bigger statement that he made, but this is the bit which interests me. He says, with that in mind, we have plans to add to game development. We are dedicated to bringing you more content across existing game franchises and bringing our unannounced projects to life. Esports and the Overwatch League are also important priorities, and we will continue to produce great competitive content. So that there specifically mentions Overwatch League, almost as if Overwatch League is the main focus for Overwatch, which is, well, we need a lot of updates to the game, don't we? Just focusing on Overwatch League, I don't know whether that's the best plan. And in fact, you could argue, you probably could argue quite comprehensively that focusing on Overwatch League for the past couple of years has been, well, to the detriment of the quality of the actual core game in terms of the amount of updates that we get. Now, Bobby did say that they want to increase the size of the development teams by 20%. That means Overwatch's team will grow by 20% on the development side. So what that should mean is more content coming out sooner, faster, and potentially better quality content. Now, there is a caveat with this. You can't simply just hire people. You can't go, okay, we're going to bring on 20% more people, because you have to vet these people to see if they're actually capable of doing what you need them to do. Blizzard does have very high standards, so it's not like you can just pull a load of devs together and go, all right, guys, here you go. Suddenly you've got a load more devs, 20% more, go and make content. It's still going to be difficult. They still need to work out their direction. And this is the kicker. It is stated that Blizzard doesn't really have any new games or any new major launches for 2019. So that just says we're probably going to be playing the same Overwatch we have for this year. Now, there are things I think that might happen. Things like the game goes free to play at some point in the summer, which was hinted at, I think, by a Bloomberg report. I believe I covered that in a recent video. So that could be something which happens. Overwatch League, well, we're going to have to wait and see how interested and engaged people are in that when that drops at the end of this week. But it's like the core game itself is kind of suffering. So let's take a look at something else. Now, this is very specific to Overwatch, and this is what Blizzard says. They've got a lot of new ideas for Overwatch, and the Overwatch that we know is just a small part of the overall franchise. So this cues all of the wonderful, have you guys got phones? And all of that stuff starts coming out of the woodwork. Now, the question here is, what the hell does this mean? Is this just smoke and mirrors? Is this like, hey, all our stock and shareholders, our investors, we've got loads of stuff planned for Overwatch. It's only a small part of a massive universe we've got planned out. But actually, what have we really seen in terms of development for the game for the last, like, 2 years? It's been minimal, right? Yeah, we got Overwatch League, but we got the same events. We got a couple of new heroes, a couple of new maps. It's not really enough in this day and age to keep people engaged in the game, especially when there's major core issues with the game. Things like, you know, the state of competitive. You guys know it, right? The lack of lore, the lore that we do have is all over the place. There's just loads and loads of issues, right, with Overwatch. Things that it looks like have been honestly neglected for whatever reason. So when they say, well, Overwatch is actually only a small part of the overall franchise, well, what does that mean? Does it mean we're going to get a mobile game? Does it mean we get more Lego kits? Does it mean we get like an animated series? Do you guys even care about that? You know, imagine if they came out and said, okay, here's this massive Overwatch animated series. For me personally, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. You know, I probably would watch it, but any chance of doing something with the game? I'd like new game modes, you know? I'd like major updates to the competitive system. I'd like new competitive rewards. I'd like a guild system. I'd like social enhancements. There's loads of stuff, right? Where is this stuff, Blizzard? It's so frustrating. It's even doubly more frustrating when we're now in a world now where it's post Apex Legends, right? It's post Fortnite as well. These games update a lot. Well, Apex Legends is still to be seen, but they have said there's going to be Valentine's Day items, like only minor updates. But why can't Overwatch do this? This is what really kills me with Overwatch. Why don't they just like change little bits and pieces? Like, oh hey, you know, throw in a few different items, just change up maps a little bit, you know. It's like, okay, I get they do seasonal events, but it doesn't matter if you get rid of those guys and do something different now. You've got to keep changing. We can't keep playing the same game. And that's what's super frustrating to me with Overwatch. So it's been a really bad week, actually, for Blizzard. And it's not come at a great time because, well, with Overwatch League starting, Blizzard obviously want a lot of positive press around the game. And unfortunately, it's got loads of negative press. It's getting battered across Twitch because, well, I actually seen the other day that it had 9,000 viewers in the Overwatch category. I think that's the lowest I've ever seen. You know, meanwhile, other games are just getting insane views, and that's like, what's going on, Blizz? You know, what's the deal here? I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know what happened, but I can't honestly believe the devs of the game are happy with the state of the game. They obviously want to make a lot of changes. Maybe there's other powers that we don't know which are causing the game to sort of be stalled back. Yes, all of these layoffs don't help. Yes, there's been hits to the Overwatch League. Yes, there's been hits to Overwatch, especially with the community manager being let go. It's not great, and it just feels like Blizzard are on almost a tipping point right now where they either go one direction and they just become sort of really corporate. You could argue they're already like that now, or they try and recover back that special magic that they did have. That being said, though, guys, Overwatch is still a good game. I mean, I love Overwatch, right? I always say it's the best game I've ever played when your team play together. But that is still a major problem with the game because it's so difficult to get people to actually play together. You know? And like I said, we're in a different gaming world now. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different games you can play. All these games are fighting for your attention. And Overwatch, well, I mean, the ball is in Blizzard's court. I think, honestly, guys, I think it's good that we've got games like Apex Legends and all of that out now because it makes Blizzard, it almost forces them to do something. It forces them to react. They can't sit there and be like, okay, we'll just carry on with the game how it is. No, the community have spoke for a very long time. About changes that we want, things we need, and none of it seems to materialize. The ball's in their court now. If it doesn't materialize, there's going to be problems, guys. I don't know. It's going to make me really sad. I'm getting sad recording this video, guys. Oh my God. All right, so we believe there's going to be new Overwatch content at some point. Apparently, the franchise is going to be quite big, but all of this just could be nothing. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below what you actually think could be the case here for Overwatch. What do you think they're going to introduce? What do you think they need to introduce? All right, guys, I'm in Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @Stylosa, and also on Instagram, which is the same, @Stylosa. And I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.